What's up, guys? Welcome to Star Wars Explained. I'm sitting here with Elliot from Battlefront Updates, and we thought it would be fun to do some top fives together while we are in the same country for once. So, in this video, we're going to be talking about our top 5 bounty hunters. So, I'll go first, and then you can reveal your top 5 or 5th favorite, and we'll discuss a little bit. So, my 5th that I chose was Bosk.
Okay, cool. Should I bring?
Yeah, go ahead.
My 5th was IG-88.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why did you choose IG-88?
I think it's pretty cool to have a droid bounty hunter because it's like a droid with his own will. It's not that common to see. Even the smarter droids in the Clone Wars still were like programmed to obey to someone. But yeah, I mean, he hasn't gotten a lot of screen time ever. But I just thought the whole concept of a bounty hunter droid is really cool.
Yeah, I agree. I chose Bosk because I like the Trandoshans, but they're also huge jerks. So I didn't want to put him too high on the list, but I always liked his action figure, and kind of a lot of the ones I chose I like because of their Legends history more so than their canon, but I always thought that he was pretty cool in Legends.
Yeah.
Number 4 for me, this is... You said not to pick too many that were too obscure, but this one is Snuva or Black Kersantan. I don't even know how to say his name, but
I don't even know who it is.
they are Wookiee
okay.
bounty hunters. So Snuva was from Shadows of the Empire, so he's a Legends character. Black Kersantan is in the new canon. I always thought it was kind of cool that the Wookiees, who are usually a pretty noble race, like this is one of the few times that we see them be on the bad side, I guess. And I mean, it's just a super powerful bounty hunter is a
For
freaking
sure.
Wookiee coming after you.
That. Yeah. So my 4th was actually Bosk, so I was one step higher than your list, and I kind of the same reasons really. I think the Trandoshans are. It's like I love those episodes in the Clone Wars where we see how the Trandoshans kind of like just hunt Jedi for fun, and they're like really evil creatures, and just putting that features in a bounty hunter makes him really good. And I mean, always when a new hero is in Battlefront, that kind of makes me like them more because they're usually pretty awesome in the game. And I mean, we haven't played with Bosk yet, but tomorrow we will.
Yeah.
But yeah, in general, just the Trandoshans are really cool, and I like him in the Clone Wars.
My favorite part about every time they release a new DLC and they announce a new hero is if they're like a little bit obscure, the video I did about them gets a boost.
Oh, it did? Like,
yeah,
did you do one on 9up after?
I think I had one out at the time. I just remember when Dengar came out and when Bosk was announced, my videos on them started to get
really?
a lot of views all of a sudden. And I was like, what's going on? And then I heard the news.
Yeah, I see.
So the third one I chose was IG-88, basically for your same reasons.
Yeah, okay.
In Legends, he has like... There's 5 copies of him, basically. And he is awoken in this laboratory where he was made, and then he goes on a murdering spree and, like, kills all of his creators and activates the other models. And I think it's cool that he's basically killed 5 times. And I think that was written more out of necessity, just that they wrote him in a couple different stories, and they were like, let's just say that there were multiple copies of him.
Yeah.
But... yeah, I like IG-80 as well.
Yeah. So my 3rd was Dengar, because I don't know. I think he's obviously he's probably my favorite hero in Battlefront. But he's also he doesn't have too much appearances in the Clone Wars, but little we see, he's really cool. Like his style, I can't mimic his accent at all. But like when he's sitting there outside of the cantina when Bosk and those guys, and I think he says like, "Oh, who's your new girlfriend, Bosk?" or something, or is it Boba maybe?
Yeah,
he says that too. Yeah, and. So that's basically why, both for the Clone Wars and for Battlefront.
Yeah, and he's voiced by Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
Which, I think both in the game and definitely in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
But I always thought that was cool that they got him for the game as well. My number 2 was Cad Bane.
Right. So,
I kind of the same reason as my Chewbacca Wookiee pick. Like, the Duros, we don't really see much of them at all, but they don't seem like a very... formidable race, but Cad Bane really spins that, and I like his style. I'm a big fan of Indiana Jones, so I like the hat, and there's even a point where I think he picks up Indiana Jones' fedora and considers wearing it and chooses something else.
I didn't even realize that he was a Duros, because I mean you can play as a Duros in Battlefront, and I felt like I've never seen that in the movies, but I guess I have then.
Yeah.
Since I've seen it, because he had this weird like breathing
Yeah,
thing, so I thought,
he's got the apparatus, but yeah, he's really cool, and there's rumors that he'll be popping up in Rogue One, which I think would be awesome to see. He'd be, I guess, the second character after Saw to make the transition from Clone Wars animated to live action.
Yeah.
But,
All right. So my second was actually Jango Fett, and I don't know, for some reason Jango Fett to me is a lot more better character than Boba Fett. I'm not a huge fan of Boba Fett. I think Jango, at least when it comes to the movies, I thought he was a really badass character, and the way he kind of like raises his son to be a bounty hunter, and he like basically lets himself be cloned for the whole clone army, and of course all the gadgets he has, like all the battles. It was kind of sad to see him go so quickly.
Yeah.
But whenever like that fight with Obi-Wan on Camino is great, and of course his ship as well. So yeah, that's why I took him second spot.
The fact that he goes out so quickly is basically why I didn't put him on the list, is because I just wished we had more time with him. He doesn't get enough to do. His legend story, again, is pretty cool. There's a reason he was chosen as the clone template, is because he killed like 7 Jedi with his bare hands.
okay.
So obviously they would want a Jedi killer to be the clone army to eventually carry out Order 66. But all right, moving on to number 1, I actually chose Boba Fett.
All right.
I mean, it's like the obvious answer, but it's true. So I love his armor design. He was the original Mandalorian, even though he kind of goes out like a punk in the movies. Again, in Legends, he comes back, and he's probably coming back in the canon. So I look forward to what they're going to do with him in the new stories, assuming that there's some hints in Aftermath that he's making a reappearance or something. So we don't know where that's headed. It might be a totally different character, but at least his armor is back out.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
it could be kind of like a passing of the mantle thing, like Boba Fett is an idea more than a man. Like he's Batman all of a sudden, but...
Yeah. But I mean, according to the Battlefront trailer, he's out.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, yeah. But yeah, my number 1 spot is actually Cad Bane, because I thought he was definitely my favorite character in the whole Clone Wars, probably. The way he kind of like, he's like the boss of all the bounty hunters. Like he leads all those huge operations where they attack the Jedi Temple and like stuff like that. Or yeah, I think it was the Jedi Temple or the
Yep.
And the way he can basically face off against Anakin and Obi-Wan at the same time. So he kind of makes him into the ultimate bounty hunter, and the fact that he's still alive, I guess, and he could, as you said, probably come back in Rogue One or anywhere else, makes him into like a more interesting character, as we know that we don't know what else he can do.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why, and I really love like just his voice, the way he talks. It's just, that's really cool as well.
Have you seen the kind of storyboards? They're not full episodes, but they have some rough animations from season 7 of Clone Wars, if it had come out, where
I don't think
he actually is training Boba Fett.
Oh, he is?
So yeah, that kind of makes him
okay.
even cooler that he turned Boba Fett into the bounty hunter that he is.
I see. Yeah, I haven't seen. I've just like read up on Wikipedia mostly because I thought they were so bad, those half animated stuff. So.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, well, those are our top 5 bounty hunters. If you want to check out Elliot's channel, we're doing a top 5 on our favorite Star Wars video games. So we're going to see how many times Battlefront appears on Elliot's list. So go check that out. But as always, thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you.